This one good ass movie, The Hobbit. Good ass movie. So yeah, where we go again? Since I shut down the blog, really, I'm gonna try to, say what I gotta say here about what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to accomplish. Um, um, you know how it is. Uh, I'm just thinking about how certain things, certain operations work, like business operations, procedures. Like I used to work for Delta Airlines, so I'm thinking to myself, I'm thinking to myself, uh, how does that business work? You know, what is it that they put in? How much money do they actually spend on, say, is it a spare no expense thing, like in Jurassic Park? That guy says spare no expense all the time. You know, I'm thinking that's like the motto of rich old white men, because like if you spend the money on something, and there's a lot of money, you spend a shitload of money on something beforehand, but yet the in the revenue that's generated from all of that is gonna equal more than you ever spent anyway. It's like an investment. So similarly to the college thing, that whole thing is a business transaction, man. You spend all that fuckload of money on education, and then you do the homework, and you get your A+, and then you make so much more money afterwards. That's what they tell you when you get in there. It's bullshit. I mean, it's semi bullshit. It's true. You get that degree, you're gonna make a lot more money. But it's all, I think, to me anyway, it's a very nice way of saying we're gonna make you into what we need you to be corporate wise, rather than we're just so generous and hope for the best, and you get yourself a degree and you're a smart mother guy. I don't think it's that nice. It's not about nice. It's about the corporation needs smarter employees, pretty much. There were some very smart motherfuckers in this world. I know that. They're just sitting there and waiting to smart it up for you. That's great. Good for you. Especially if you're black. You try to tackle the corporate system that's in place. Say, I don't want to play by the rules. I don't want to give a damn. I'm just gonna do what I want to do and live my life my way. Fuck you, man. You're done. I'm not gonna let you do that. So I'm wondering how far I can take this thing, man, because I've been pretty much skirting around the system. I was in the system. I've been in the system all my life, and then I say to myself, "Fuck the system. I'm gonna do things the way I need to do them," you know. And now I've stumbled onto this choline stuff, and I feel better than I have in years. You know, I gotta give it up, man. I'm a tough guy. You know, regardless of what anybody on the internet might want to say about me. The thing about the internet is you could be the nicest guy in the world. They're gonna beat you to hell anyway. It's like the world. You go out into the world. Maybe you go anywhere in the world, and you're the nicest person. Somebody somewhere will throw a rock at you. It's not gonna matter. So live your life, man. But like I said, this colon stuff has changed everything. 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 I honestly thought I was just gonna have to deal with it. Live my freaking life to the damn last day and never feel whole. You know what I mean? Never feel like a freaking like it's back to normal. Just like, oh my god, that's it. I'm done. Turns out all I had to do was take a magic pill. So I don't have much to say about the importance of college. You know, I don't have much to say on that. I mean, it depends. Maybe some schools give you the good knowledge, or maybe not. I would submit that you find someone who's got the knowledge in this world, someone who's lived, and they know what the hell they're talking about, and you roll with them. You don't fucking care. As you go to the university, it's a bunch of people going through the motions so that they can make their money, and go home and fuck their girlfriend. They don't care about you, especially when you're not a kid anymore, because ultimately there's entire freaking systems out there that are just built to kill people off. The college system is built to build people up, and there's then the military system is built to kill people. So you got both sides of the spectrum there, and both sides don't really care. They're like the court system. The court system is a blind system. It's just boom. Anything they want to do, they do it. They don't care if it's right or wrong. They will send a person to jail for stealing something. If you go to like freaking India, you're lucky in America, even though America's court system sucks too. But you really fucked if you go to some place like Pakistan or Iraq or whatever them places are. They have a ruthless, seriously, fuck you, don't care what you think court system over there, where you can be like in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they think you did something. They lock you up for life in prison. You know, that's how they keep people in line over there. I understand. If you do, if you they have to do that, if because people are a lot of people over there, and that's just the way it is. So America is more of well, America is the only place you can really get any kind of like defense for yourself when people try to beat you down, and they will beat you down, but you can actually fight it. You can actually say this isn't right. I didn't do anything, and somebody will probably take a look at it or whatever. Hopefully. But yeah, I mean, it's complicated. Some countries will say it's not complicated. You're going to jail for life. America says, okay, we'll give you a second chance, and then you fucking throw that chance in the garbage. Shit, it's not easy. America sucks when it comes to girls, man. These women in this country are awful. I didn't want to believe that, but then I met a girl at work, and she tore my heart in two, man. She's just waiting to rip me apart. And I'm thinking to myself, this is what you want. You want a guy to come up to you. You want a guy to ask you out and shit. And I tried. I did what I thought was right, and she acts like I'm trying to fucking rape her or something. And after that, I have to say, wow, you know, we men in this country are brothers, man. We shouldn't be at each other's throats. We have a group of females in this country who've been raised to think that you know they don't have to be women anymore and shit. And um, it's not good for anybody. You know, what the hell do girls these days want, man? Shit, they just want to fucking be lesbians or something. If you want dick, I'm right here. What the hell's wrong with you? God damn. That's why it's so hard to resist these high school bitches. Cause they're a lot less fucking discerning and demanding. A lot of girls that reach their twenties and shit, they're like, I want the big bucks guy. I want the corporate hotshot. Or of course, a high school girl just wants to get fucked. She doesn't care about no fucking big time buddy. She cares about that, not that much, not yet anyway. Anyway, fuck. That's all there is to that. I don't want no fucking kids though. Everybody says, oh, marriage, kids, you're the derp derp, the derp derp. You gotta really know what the hell you're doing if you're gonna have a child. You cannot just do it because you're supposed to. I know it's biologically correct. It's the utmost and perfect thing to do. It is absolutely fine in my mind. I think that bringing joy to children is fantastic. It brings me it makes me smile. It makes me happy. But it's not if you fucking you know a lot of people probably have kids who shouldn't have them, and they're awful parents. You know, it's not easy being a kid. Like I said earlier, to myself anyway. Uh, Kids are at war. Everybody looks at kids and says, "You guys are having a great time." But if you actually take a minute and remember what your childhood was like, you didn't enjoy it. You enjoyed the little moments after school. You enjoyed the Christmas day. You enjoyed the TV shows you watched all night, or maybe a Seinfeld or Simpsons episode. But otherwise, it was it was horrific. You know, maybe you got beat by your parents. Maybe you got beat by people at school. Maybe you had chicken pox or teeth falling out. So it was terrible for me, and what really strikes me in my ass, it really fucks me in my ass, is that after I went through all that shit in childhood, I got pretty much kicked in the face by, you know, a bunch of, crazy people who are just like, you know, they you go to the military or something like that, and you're wondering what the hell, what now? You went through your childhood, you had your fun, and now you got people that are saying, well, time to fuck, because that's all we're here to do. I'm like, well, yeah, I wouldn't have minded, you know. I would like to do that. so, I'm at a crossroads, man. I'm trying to figure out what the hell it all means, you know. When do I actually get to not be in constant stress over something? You bust your ass in school, and then you get nothing, and then you know, then people are like, well, time to get married or something. Even though marriage isn't what it used to be, you know, it's not you can't just get with any girl, man. You gotta actually love her, you know. You gotta love the bitch. I love a girl. Name's Alicia Ayers. I'll always love her. It's not easy to get to that point. She's around. She's on MySpace. Pretty sure she's already got a guy, you know? That's what sucks about my life, man. I had a good idea in my head. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna get with my girl, and I'm gonna have a good life with her. And then it all went to shit. So, oh man, this American society can be good if we want it to be, but you gotta get pussy. You can't you can't always be like, I'm gonna go to some school and do my homework and shit. That's not gonna work out, man. You know? I see a man with his child, and you can see it in his eyes. He's achieved everything. He's done. He doesn't care anymore about fucking going to Harvard and shit. He got pussy. He got a girl. He's with the one woman he's gonna love till the day he dies. You can see it. When you get that fucking kind of thing going on, your life is good, son. So I'm just saying, I appreciate that. You know, I understand and I respect it. There's a lot of bad in this world, but then there's that, and that makes the bad not so bad. You know what I mean? And I wish I could get to that point. I'm trying to. Problem is, it's just like, ugh. Where do you even begin with that? you know, Vagina, breasts. I see them all the time, and I'm like, damn. I want to touch it. Hmm. Oh man, there's some beautiful titties in this world, man. Woo! If there's one that really makes me happy. I gotta say, it's not a lack for that. I don't want to deal with other dudes anymore. I just want to deal with girls with big titties if I can get to that point. I mean, I used to go to work at TSA, and then there's a girl with big titties right there. There's a girl with big titties right there. Big sacks of delicious titties. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah. But then the girl's a bitch, you know? Yeah.